Hey there, Park Ridge kids, welcome to STEWY'S, the music lesson of the week. Yeah.
Hey Year 5, 6, welcome to weeks 5 and 6 of your remote learning. So I'm hoping that you trying your best with guitar. Don't stress if you're finding it really hard, especially if you don't have a guitar. If you're using the virtual apps or GarageBand, it will be really tricky, but even just keeping in the back of your mind and exploring where notes are on the guitar are going to be helpful. I'd even be happy if you have a keyboard at home, or you can just type in virtual keyboard and have a go at playing these songs on a keyboard. We did learn a bit about keyboard and how to find the notes in the previous fortnight's lesson. So back to guitar. This is the last set of music I'm going to give you because we're only going to spend a few more weeks on it, and then maybe when you get back to school, just show me the best thing you can and we'll call that an end to our guitar studies for this year anyway. So the new note this week is a D, and if you look at the pack, it does tell you to play a D note. You need to get your third finger, that's my second finger, I'll use my third finger on the third fret. There it is, third finger, third fret. Oh, I'm on the wrong string too. I'm a bit, it's Friday, a bit sleepy today. On that second string, so here goes. That's a D. If you play Delicious, it's easy. It's just a couple of minims and tars. That's in your pack. The note we did last week was C. Remember, we're going first finger on that first fret. Open second string is going to be your B. Second finger, second fret of the third string is your A. And then that open third string, G. So there's 5 notes, a D, a C, a B, an A, and a G. That's the 5 notes that we've learnt for this year in grade 6. If you want to keep going with a guitar, awesome. There's so much stuff you can download, even buy a guitar book. It's up to you. But I'll play maybe one of the songs. There's Mary Had a Little Lamb that includes a D. Watch out for the sneaky D that they put in there. But the main one I've been working towards is Ode to Joy. I'll play that in a second. Lightly Row, maybe I'll play that next week just to give you an idea of how it should sound. And we'll call that, as I said, our guitar studies for the year. We'll move on to maybe some dance, I think, in the last few weeks of term 2. It's going quick, isn't it? What? Week 5, 6 already. Unbelievable. So let's try Ode to Joy. I'll give it my best shot. That's it. You only got to play half of Ode to Joy. If you look it up, you could find the whole version too. So good luck with the guitar studies and guitar practicing. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let's move on to part 2 of your lesson. Alrighty, so for part 2, we're just going to finish off the notes of the guitar fretboard. We did the first 3 strings in last fortnight's lesson. And let's just sort of backtrack a bit. You got to try think of a keyboard. Picture a keyboard in your mind, or have a picture of a keyboard in front of you, and imagine where those black notes are, the 2 black space, 3 black. And that's going to continue the pattern on all of the guitar strings. Wherever there's a B and a C, there's no fret between them, between a E and an F. They're right next to each other too, because on a keyboard there's no black note in between them. So once you know the open string name, you should just be able to figure out the rest. I'll get the drawing tool up and let's give it a go. Again, excuse my messy writing. So D to E on a keyboard, there is a black note, so I'd need to leave this free and write in my E. Right, E to F, there is no black note, so they're right next to each other. Always E's and F's and B's and C's. F to G, there is a black note, so you leave a space. G to A, there is a black note, so you leave a space. Oh, something's popped up. Oh, my computer's getting full. A to B. And B to C. Finishing on D. Alright, we'll quickly do A before my laptop needs a bit of a clean out. It's getting quite full. A to B, there's a black note required. B to C, there is no black note, so we leave no space rather. C to D, there is a black key on a keyboard, so on a guitar fretboard we need to leave that spare fret. D to E. E to F, there is no space. Oh, just got Isla interrupting me here. F to G, there is a space. And then G to A, there is also a space. And if you've done it right, your open string and 12th fret should be the same. I'm not going to do this low E string for you because you can just copy out the high string as I mentioned last week. If you can finish that off, that'd be fantastic. Let's move on to part 3. So I've actually decided to do part 3 and 4 together because they're very closely related. Speaking of part 3 and 4, I hope you enjoyed the bonus lesson last week and my version of Down on the Corner by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Thank you to the people that have sent in their thoughts on tone colour, basically what the instruments sound like. So speaking of instruments, we need to start taking a closer look at instrument families. It's kind of based on the way an orchestra is set up, and it does branch out into more contemporary modern instruments that you'd find in rock and pop music today. So the 4 sheets are based on the 4 instrument families. If you need to do some research, just Google instrument families and you'll find that 4 come up. There's a string family. Think about it, strings, guitars, double bass, violas, violins, okay? They're all string instruments. Woodwind family is another family that includes flutes, bagpipes, believe it or not, are part of the woodwind family, and oboes in the woodwind family. And believe it or not, a saxophone is actually a woodwind instrument too, because I think traditionally they were made of wood. So even though they look like brass now, saxophones are actually part of the woodwind family. So don't get tricked there. You can Google it if you don't believe me. The brass family, French horns, trumpets, trombones, tubas. There's a bit of information you'll find when you do this activity sheet. And the last one is something we use a lot in primary schools, is the percussion family. So the percussion family, wood blocks, bongos, triangles, think of all the things in the music room back at school. Believe it or not, a piano is classed as percussion because inside a piano, yes, it has strings, but there's little hammers inside that hammer onto the strings. So percussion just means anything that you hit, tap, shake, or scrape. Do a bit of research on it, and hopefully it will become a bit clearer. The last thing, moving on to part 4, there is a research project that I would love everyone to have a go at. And basically, you're going to choose a musical instrument, hopefully something you're interested in, and do a bit of a presentation on it. You can do PowerPoint, you can do a poster, you can do something on iMovie, and record yourself playing the instrument. All the information is in the lesson pack. Basically, we want you to include images, pictures, maybe some video footage of the instrument. You can get that online or do it yourself. Some well-known famous performers who perhaps use that instrument. Some songs or musical pieces that include that instrument. Maybe even your own performance. That'd be pretty cool too. As I said, you can present it any way you want. You can even do it in written essay form. Hopefully you put some pictures in there too. You've got till the end of the term. There's no hurry. Just take your time through all of the stuff that I've been leaving you. And that's it for the week 5-6 YouTube link lesson. Good luck with all your work. Hope you're well and safe out there. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Ciao for now.
Enjoy your lesson.
That's right.